Hello, sweet grandchildren. It's another story time with Grandma. Today's story is a Disney story from Moana, and it's called A Day with Moana. Get comfy and cozy, and I'll get started. The morning sun rose high over Motunui as Moana headed through the village. Good morning, Moana said, approaching two women with baskets of food. How are things? Hi, Moana. It's a fine day, but we're low on sugar cane and won't have enough for what we're making. I can help, Moana volunteered. I'll gather some more for you. Can we come too? A girl named Fatau asked Moana. We love exploring. Yes, but we all have to stick together. The island is big and I don't want anyone to get lost. But if something does happen, just stay where you are and wait for me to come find you, Moana said. We promise, the children said. They were so excited to spend the day with Moana. Moana and the children set off toward the forest. I love sugarcane, a girl named Messina said. Moana and the children talked about how many things they used sugarcane for. I just like to eat it by itself, said a boy named Toa. The forest was full of giant trees, colorful plants, and rocks and boulders of all sizes. Without any clear paths to walk along, it was obvious why Moana told them to stick together. Moana looked for visual signs to help her find her way. See that rock over there? Looks a little like Pua, Moana said. The kids loved Pua and could picture him as if he were right there. Moana pulled aside some thick green vines, revealing a large grove of coconut trees. Can we stop for a snack? Laume asked. That's just what I was thinking, Moana replied. Laume and Toa scrambled up a tree. They picked the ripest fruits, then tossed them down. After they broke open the coconuts against a rock, they devoured the white meat and drank the sweet water inside. It was a refreshing break. Do we have time for a game? Fatau asked. Since they'd reached the coconut grove sooner than Moana had expected, she figured a quick game wouldn't hurt. How about a round of hide and seek? She asked. Yes, said the children. They scattered in every direction. But stay close by, Moana called after them. She shut her eyes and began to count. While he was looking for a place to hide, Toa saw a colorful bird he'd never seen before. He began to follow the bird. Time's up, yelled Moana. She opened her eyes and began to look for the children. In a matter of minutes, Moana found Fatau, Laume, and Messina. That meant only Toa was left, but no matter where she looked, Moana couldn't find him. Good job, Toa. You found the best hiding spot. You can come out now. When he didn't appear, Moana was worried he was lost. Meanwhile, Toa had followed the colorful bird all the way back to its nest. He turned around to show his friends, but realized he was all alone. He started to worry, but he remembered what Moana had said earlier, and he sat down and waited for her to find him. Moana and the other children went back through the vines towards the pua-shaped rock. It was there that Moana noticed some bright blue feathers. Maybe he went up this way, she said. They picked up the feathers and continued walking. Not far away, they came upon another clearing, and there was someone familiar sitting on a rock. Toa, Fatal cried as Moana hugged him. They were relieved to see him safe and sound. I'm sorry, he said. I didn't mean to go off so far. I was following that bird and it ended up here. He pointed to a nest in a tree hollow. Moana looked up to see a bird with several baby chicks. Toa had stumbled upon a mother bird and she was returning to her family. Well, it looks like everyone is back together again, Moana said, smiling. Look over there, directed Fatal. That's the tallest grass I've ever seen, added Messina. Moana followed the girls and couldn't believe her eyes. Thanks to their unexpected detour, they had found a shortcut to the sugarcane field. This is exactly what we're looking for, Moana cheered. She broke off pieces of sugarcane stalks and passed them to the children, who arranged them in piles. After gathering as much as their arms could carry, it was time to head home. Before we go, Moana said, let's create a sign to mark this new shortcut. They carved an outline of the bird into the ground with sticks. Finally, they stuck the blue feathers they collected in the ground next to their new landmark. It was a perfect way to end the afternoon. Soon, Moana and the children arrived back at the village. Moana gave the basket of sugar cane to the women, who were delighted to see the bright, juicy stalks. Thank you, Moana, one woman exclaimed. These are wonderful. It was our pleasure, Moana replied. As they said goodbye, Moana gave each child a hongi, pressing her nose against theirs. When I grow up, I want to be just like you, Toa said. Moana was touched. As Grandma Tala says, you can be whatever your heart tells you. Moana smiled all the way home. Her heart felt as big as the basket of sugar cane. And that's the end. Did you guys like this story? I loved reading it to you. I hope you're looking forward to our next story time with Grandma coming up soon. Be good and remember Grandma loves you. Bye.